Hello everybody, this is Thomas Mano, just introducing myself here. My home team is, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles, as most people know if you're on Gaia and in the NFL Guild. I want to give a shout out to a couple people there. First one is Austin Ship. He's been doing a very good job on here, keeping some things and learning a lot of stuff as well. Second one is, give me a second here. Itachi Ushia Sama OO. I hope I got that right. Just correct me if you see me. It's on GaiaOnline.com. It's in the NFL Guild, if anybody cares to see it. For the first topic of tonight's discussion, I wanted to go down some of my power rankings here, starting with the first one tonight of the Browns. Browns have had a very off year last year, to say the very least. They did pick up some interesting people like Mike Furry from the Lions, who seemed to do pretty decent over there, so he might do okay over on the Browns, depending if the Browns' offensive line will hold for either Quinn or Anderson. The one is a running back in Noah Herron, who, as from what I can understand, is a career backup, so we'll see how he does there behind Jamal Lewis. And then another two is Corey Ivy and Rod Hood. Both have had very good careers. Rod Hood, as everybody knows, hopefully everybody knows, is from the Philadelphia Eagles originally and went over to the Arizona Cardinals, where over there he had an excellent 2007, and then last year had a somewhat off year, but still was very effective in actually batting away a lot of passes and not allowing that many touchdowns over his head. Corey Ivy from the Baltimore Ravens has defected and followed over into probably one of the better coaches, depending on who you want to talk to, Mangini, into the Cleveland Browns. Now, Ivy is interesting in the fact that he had a pretty good career over in Baltimore, but we need to see how he does because he won't have that defense to help him. One player who was released by the Browns, who is, how should I put it, of very, very interesting value to many teams, is Sean Jones. Now, he was picked up by Philadelphia, who I'm very excited to have gotten. Now, Sean Jones has done something only 3 and 4 other players, depending on the stat, have done over the past 3-4 years. He joins only Asante Samuel and I think 2 other players to have 14 interceptions over the past 3-4 years, and only again Asante Samuel and someone else to average 4 or 5 interceptions a year. I'd have to look that stat up later. As for trade rumors, Braylon Edwards. No one knows much what's going on. Browns keep saying he's going to stay there, and who knows? I mean, that leads into my next part here, which is the players drafted. Braylon Edwards, like I said, no one knows what's going on, but they really went out and picked up a couple kids in the draft who, from what I can understand, with Edwards and Stallworth, these 2 kids are supposed to take their place over the next year or 2. First one of those is Brian Robisky. Now, Robisky is a kid who, from my opinion, he did really good in college, but he's really only stayed in the NFL because his dad, Terry Robisky, used to be a player. And also, from what I understand, is a coach as well. Now, he averaged 17 yards in 2007 and 11 touchdowns in his junior season. But where is it? Not much is said about last year for his highlights, so we'll see how that goes. He was still rated as one of the better wide receivers in the draft. Another one, which is more of a quiet kid from, where was it? Georgia. I mean, maybe not so quiet if you follow Georgia, but relatively overall. Mohamed Massaquoi, I hope I got it right. He was a solid 3-year contributor from what they're saying, averaging 33 catches for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns from 05 to 07. So, we'll see how he does. I mean, he's 6'2", around 210, so he's a relatively decent wide receiver that most teams would really like. We'll see how he does over the year and if he could pick it up from Georgia. if I'm not mistaken, also has a pro-style offense. So those are always good. Now, one person who way Cleveland worked the draft this year, which was kind of smart and also kind of stupid at the same time, they kept trading away their picks and trying to acquire more, which helped them, I think, in the long run, acquiring players they needed. But I'm only going by the top four in the first. I'm only going basically by the top 3 rounds to help for the first day. The first kid they picked was Alex Mack. Now, he was ranked among one of the best centers in a long time, and also one of the better linemen this year. He's from Cal, so he should have a very decent showing this year, hopefully, if he could upend the incumbent starter. And then the fourth one, because they had 4 picks through the first 2 rounds, is David Vicum. I hope I got that right, too, from Hawaii. Now, Hawaii's not really well known for their defense, but from what they were saying in here is he actually is pretty decent comparably. He had 16 sacks and 25 tackles behind the line of scrimmage during his final 2 seasons with the Warriors. Let's see. Won a silver medal for the Tongan Islands at the 1996 games in Atlanta. That was his cousin from what I see. So I guess we'll see how he does this year. If he has that kind of bloodline, he should be pretty decent. Now with this being my first one, I don't have my first show. I don't have much in terms of a whole workout on how things I want to get done here, and that'll be evolving as it goes. But I guess we're going to be seeing a lot of what goes on over the next few weeks in terms of free agency winding down and everything heading over to training camp. What is there? One area of interest is the fact of how they've been. How's it go? Building themselves. It seems like Mangini out there is really trying to start over. I mean, he's brought in a lot of fresh faces, let go of a lot of old veterans, like Terry Cousin, who has had a pretty decent career overall. I mean, he's lasted 12 years in the league, so obviously he did pretty good. And then Joe Jurevicius. I mean, I don't know of anybody who doesn't know who Jurevicius was. Really good player, really good wide receiver. I just don't know why they really let him go, and because he really could have taught those 2 drafted players very well. I'm going to wind it down by saying thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll get this right the next time instead of just being all jumbled here. I'll talk to you all later, and you have a nice time.